Watch later was the beginning. Question 1. YouTube gives every content consumer two built-in anchor playlists out of the box: liked videos and watch later. For most people, watch later becomes the default answer to "I want to come back to this." So what is watch later actually doing for you as a content consumer? And at what point does it stop being a solution and start becoming a problem? The first thing Watch Later is doing for you is providing a cognitive offload, and that is the most important part. It is the cognitive offload of what you would be consuming versus what you would be watching versus what you would be scrolling. So many content consumers are watching a video and scrolling at the same time, and they find themselves stuck. Hey, I want to watch this, but I'm already watching this. Do I click into the new video and just leave it in my watch later? Or do I actually click into it to include it in my watch history? Or is my watch history paused because I'm changing up my recommendation feed and I have different heuristics at play? That is the cognitive weight that Watch Later is absorbing for you. It lets you offload the decision. It lets you say, not now, but I'm not losing this. The second thing Watch Later is doing for you is influencing your recommendation feed. Back when I first started using YouTube, the platform did not surface things from your Watch Later into your recommendation feed. Now they've started to do that. They've started to use playlists to influence your consume digest in the form of your subscription box, in the form of your home screen. They surface watch later videos as a part of that continuity. So we now have to manually go in and click into playlists, both internally and externally, to influence the recommendation feed we get over time. That is actually why I started creating playlists to begin with. I wanted YouTube to use the playlists I created in order to condition what I was being recommended. To what extent they've actually built a back-end heuristic around internal playlists, don't fully know. But the watch later surfacing is real, and that's been useful. So cognitive offload and feed influence. Those are the two things watch later is doing for you as a content consumer. Now, at what point does it stop being a solution and start becoming a problem? The range where it caps over about 1,000 videos is when it stops being a solution. When it takes so long to scroll to the end of the playlist, when you're on mobile and you can't see the titles and thumbnails without scrolling for what feels like minutes, that is the threshold. On desktop or tablet, things might be different. You have more screen real estate, different navigation, but on mobile, once the scroll distance becomes prohibitive, the cognitive offload has flipped into a cognitive burden. The watch later was supposed to free you. At 1,000 videos, it starts holding you down. Question 2. Watch later scales badly. Add consistently for 6 months and you have hundreds of videos with no structure, no category, no real way to discover or recover what you saved and how you saved it.